Okay.
But what was next?
Next is this one here.
Hegemony. Lead your class to victory. Ruel, I'm terrified. I actually have the prototype for this in the next room. The other day, I got it out and set it up, and it devoured the table. And and it's got so much stuff going on. But I'm really interested in it because in this game, each player takes on one faction of a modern society. By the way, you don't have to scroll down to those pictures. You when you look at the big picture, there's arrows on the left and the right. Look at that.
Oh,
okay. Sorry. Obviously, you don't browse pictures on, and so it has great presentation. But in this game, Ruel might be the capitalist class, the 1%ers, and I might be the proletariat, the working class, or I could be the middle class, or I could actually be the state itself. And whichever faction you control gives you a radically different game that you are playing. If you are the 1%, you're the one creating corporations and industry and creating the jobs for the proletariat or for the lower class. If you are the lower class, you are focusing on actually making these industries run while trying to fight for rights for yourselves. So you are not abused and taken advantage of by Ruel, if he happens to be the capitalist. If you're middle class, you're in between. You're starting smaller companies. You're also still trying to focus on day-to-day survival. And then if you're the state, which is the one I really want to play, your responsibility is to make sure that all three of the other players' needs are taken care of. And if you can do that, that's how you potentially win, because there is only one winner in this game. And so this game, which has been developed with a lot of consultation with economics and economists and whatnot, really tries to shine a light on the way the modern world works, but turn it into an interesting and compelling game. It is a representation of capitalism. So it is, hey, we're all, no matter which strata we're in, we are trying to get ahead at the expense of everybody else. And it looks really fascinating. It's interesting. Wow. The rulebook is very long because it has basically rulebooks for each of the different styles of gameplay. But then it also comes with a double-length rulebook that just goes through all the socio-political economic elements that are in the game that they are replicating and how they put that stuff into the game. So I'm super intrigued. And like I said, I'm also terrified of it. Yeah. But I'll be covering this one this month. Hegemony.
Yeah, just the photo of the board. I mean, that looks like it's going on forever in the distance there. Yeah.
Basically, it's 4 boards crammed into one. One board for the government, one board for the middle class, for the upper class and the lower class. It's really fascinating.
That is interesting. So you mentioned the 2 rule books. So is that sort of like how Fantasy Flight does their games, where they have like the get started rule book and then like the more in-depth one? Or...
No, this one, it's more, hey, here's the super in-depth rule book. And then here's another one that you don't need to read at all, but it gives you a better understanding of the actual real world mechanisms that are represented in the game.
Understood.
So that the game becomes a teaching tool as well.
Very nice. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's go